Hello Raiders, this is Etro over here. So thank you for watching Creating a Monster Part 1 featuring Theo. Now this is not Part 2. I'm showing you all the Transcendence perks that I used during the fights in the arena, the gear that I'm rocking. So let's start off with our tank, Scarlet. I know at times I use Ricardo, but this is the same gear that Ricardo is wearing. So let's start off with the perks. HP, Warlike, Stun for obvious reasons. Halt, I find this is really really good to use, especially when you're getting like CC locked. This comes clutch. And light on the T5 because dark is totally not a fan of this. I mean, the skill cooldown is 8 seconds, 5% chances. Really very minuscule. And I mean, it procs a lot when 4 people is hitting you, but I mean, the fact that there's an 8-second cooldown to it doesn't make sense. Okay, so looking at her gear, it's not the greatest gear because I could just max out for even more HP. I know the crit doesn't make sense having it there. Like, I think I have crit in 3 parts. CC resist over here, CC resist over here, CC resist over here. Crit doesn't make sense there. What else? Over here, I have HP, which is good. I have CC resist. Looking at the runes, I put 20% HP on her armor, and the shield I put MP recovery damage. So she'll just maximize her MP recovery in the beginning of the battle and maxed out her MP recovery as well. So this is her stats on the stat sheet. Moving on. Let's go with the 2 healers. Let's go with Mariana first. So she is built actually as a DPS because this is the gear that I was using for Aisha, which I no longer use. So MP attack. Now you could put magic toughness or physical toughness instead, but I use her a lot for PvE, so I didn't bother switching her runes. Again, as you can see, she's built as a DPS. Yeah, I should change that rune. But looking at it, we have pure DPS. It's not the greatest stats, but I do have it at 5-star just for HP, right? So, I mean, without Liest, her MP recovery in the beginning is pretty horrible. I have the talisman of resistance there because I do want to use her S3 when it's available, and this will help me from, you know, stuns and debuffs so that I could cast it on Theo. Her Transcendence perks. Now you could have either attack or HP, but I chose attack so that when she casts her skill 2, she can also DPS with that attack advantage. Crit, physical resistance for the team against Nyx users, Tanya. And this is important. I put target attack speed is boosted by 250. Now, I would advise to use your skill 3 after their Scarlet uses their S2. Because if you use this and then their Scarlet S2, it'll totally cancel it out. But the attack speed boost is mainly so that Theo's, when he goes berserk, like, his attack speed is just gonna go through the roof. With dark, again, it's your choice, but I chose to go with dark because you can't take away the stacks. Like, Scarlet's S2 does not cancel this perk out. So if she's giving this to the whole team, it's just an extra advantage for you. So this is her raw stats. Moving on, let's go with Liest next. Now, with the artifact, I mean, I could put the Angry Pumpkin head. I could use the seal, silence. I could use Golden Apple. But I chose the ornament so that I could pop off my S4 very early in the beginning of the battle. Now, I have, okay, attack speed is important. If you look, her attack speed is at 144%, which is capped out. Magic defense as an enchant option on both, as you can see, which doesn't really even matter when you're going against Epis, because Epis will shred that magic defense. But what I do have that keeps me alive during those Epis one-shots is I have HP over here. I have HP over here. And was only 2? And over here. So I have 3 HP. Okay, and this is the biggest part to survive those one-shots is having magic tough runes. Now I could go with 2 magic toughness runes, okay, which will really help me survive that one shot. But I chose to go with 2 MP recoveries because I want to pop off S4. But you can get away with 1 MP and 2 magic tough. Or if you're having trouble against Nyx, Tanya, Priscilla, you could use a P tough with the M tough. But I would suggest using 1 MP and 2 M toughs. But I mean, like, since I only have 1 magic toughness here, and I was able to survive Lycan's one shot, and he's using a 5-star Epis scythe. So I was able to tank that with just 1 magic tough. So what more with 2 magic tough runes, right? So her runes, CC resist, which I can turn to HP. I might do that later on. Crit rune, oh gosh, I need to change that. And then, okay, we got the ring here. The P-Def I could do without. Probably change that later on. Ornament, again, so her Transcendence perks. HP for more survivability. Inner Peace so that, you know, it synergizes with her Transcendence 5, right? This to avoid crits. It'll help against Luna. It'll help against Epis, right? Because if they're not critting, then their damage is gimped. And then S3 with extra heal. So last but not least, okay, here's her raw stats. Okay, take a screenshot. Done. And next, last but not least, we have Theo. So let's go with his Transcendence perks first. Attack. Warlike. If you're not using Warlike, then you're doing it wrong. I chose to go with God of Lightning, but I could go with this just to reduce the mana cost. But I figured I need extra damage because I am using a health ring. And then his S3 for extra second of stun, which is clutch in PvP. Like, I would recommend this. And finally, light, dark wouldn't make sense. Good luck trying to get full mana in PvP. And this really helps them. I mean, an extra 20% attack speed and attack. Like, if you have extra horns, go for it. But what you can use is the Golden Apple, or you can use Primer of the Heroes. Now, this one would be interesting because let's say Theo's at like 1% health, and then this would activate, because this only activates when you have 20% below health. and it's there like permanently until you have over 20% health, right? So imagine this activating, and Mariana's skill 3, which grants you like invulnerability, because right there, keeping their health from falling below 5%. And then his unique procs, I mean, not his unique, like his, when he turns berserk, like you're looking at crazy damage. Okay, so that's his transcendence. Looking at his gear, attack speed, attack crit damage. I had the crit damage bonus perk there. Same thing here, attack speed, attack crit damage with a 110 crit. That was an amazing proc. I got lucky there. This one, attack speed, crit. I didn't get crit damage, but I got attack and then life steal. He needs a bit of life steal because he's squishy in the arenas, and once he's gone, like he's done. He has nothing to help protect his survivability aside from your 2 healers. And then extra HP on the enchant bonus. So I'd recommend giving him a bit of lifesteal, and then same thing, attack speed, attack crit damage with an enchant bonus of extra attack speed. Looking at his raw stats, he's sitting at 90% crit with the extra 15% from Mariana's crit bonus, so he's capped at 100% crit. His crit damage 120%, which again scales up along with his attack speed and penetration when he goes berserk. And looking at his unique, I have it at 3 stars. I procced it just about a couple of days ago. I had it at 2 stars. Full attack, now you could go 1 MP, 2 attacks, but I would recommend doing that when you have like a 3-star or higher. When you're at 2-star, you need all the attack that you can get, right? But when you have like 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, you can put an MP and 2 attacks in there. Okay, going back to the raw stats. So his MP recovery is really gimped. Attack speed is at 155, and then if you factor this in, that's 175, and then if you factor this in, that's 195. That's 200 attack speed, right? And then when you factor this in, 200 plus 520, that's like you're over the 250% attack speed cap pretty much. So when you go berserk, when this procs, when her S3 kicks in, you're looking at Theo that's like godlike in the arenas because his attack speed is capped. There's no cap to crit damage, and it's already like max going much higher once you go berserk, especially with his unique. So yep, that's it. Those are the gear that I was working with in the arenas. So thank you guys for inquiring about what transcendence perks I was using, and I was just glad to see a positive feedback from that video, especially seeing Theo, who's not really considered a arena character, but I just wanted to show that, yeah, you know what, he is pretty viable, so long as you build around him in the correct way. And so I know there might be other complementing heroes that are suitable to his his skill set, but that was the one that I kind of just played around with. So watch out for part 2, which is coming soon, and stay tuned. Again, thank you for the support, and see you next time.